Hello, my name is Kiera Borthwick, and I will be presenting an injury profile in U.S. men's University Rugby Sevens players over the course of 6 years. Rugby Sevens is an Olympic collision sport whose popularity has increased exponentially throughout the U.S. collegiate population in recent years. The research on U.S. collegiate men's Rugby Sevens injury incidence is very limited, however, so it's crucial to continue gathering data in order to establish population-specific injury prevention measures and safety guidelines. Therefore, the objective of our research was to determine the injury incidence rates, severity, and causes and types of match injuries in this at-risk population. The design was a prospective epidemiological study and included over 3,500 Rugby Sevens athletes. The study spanned from 2011 to 2016. The methods used include the RISE report, or Rugby Injury Survey and Evaluation Report. The RISE report is an injury surveillance tool which follows the Rugby Injury Consensus Statement. Over the 6 years of data collection, injury incidence was found at 94.5 per 1,000 playing hours, with a total of 240 injuries recorded. Time loss injuries, which resulted in an athlete being unable to participate in future play, were recorded at 33.9 per 1,000 playing hours. Among all injuries, new injuries were significantly more frequent than recurrent injuries. Among time loss injuries alone, acute injuries, which made up 89.5% of all time loss injuries, were also significantly more frequent than injuries of gradual onset. This did not vary between position groups, however. Of players who experienced a time loss injury, most were removed from play immediately at 46.5%. 19.8% were never removed from play, and 18.6% were removed from play after a delay. The incidence of time loss injuries resulting in immediate removal from play was significantly higher than that of injuries resulting in a delayed removal from play, with a p-value of 0.0013. When looking at the phase of play, the tackle was most frequently involved in injuries, as almost 2/3 of injuries were a result of either tackling or being tackled. The most common injury types were sprains and ligament injuries in the lower extremities, while the most common time loss injuries were concussions and fractures. More than half of recurrent injuries were sprains or other ligament injuries and dislocations. Overall, a majority of injuries at 60.3% were slight in their severity, meaning that they only resulted in a day or less of time lost from play. 20.1% of injuries were severe in nature, however, resulting in more than 28 days of time lost from play. The main takeaways and conclusions from our research are that concussions and fractures were the two highest proportions of time loss injuries, and that sprains and ligament injuries were the highest proportion of recurrent injuries. In order to reduce the incidence of concussions and fractures in the men's university population, training needs to emphasize proper tackling techniques and break falls after being tackled. Proper head positioning with the head up and facing the ball carrier could aid in the reduction of concussion incidence. Furthermore, proprioceptive and agility training alongside adherence to proper return to play protocols may help reduce the incidence of recurrent injuries in the lower extremities. Overall, this data provides information for targeted, population-specific injury assessment, injury treatment, return to play protocol development, and training plans for men's collegiate Rugby 7 athletes in the United States. I'd like to thank the co-authors, sponsors, and affiliates. A special thank you goes out to Hospital for Special Surgery and the National Operating Committee on Sports Athletic Equipment for their support in this research. Thank you.